Our eighth question of this series is, what exactly is the projection of sexual energy? Sexual projection is any kind of projection that elicits sexual energy in the person that you are targeting at. Advertising, fashion, magazines, and so on. These are masters at an overt way of projecting sexuality. They get sexy photos of lingerie models and it elicits sexual energy mostly in men. That's one way to do it. Especially if you're into advertising, there are many tricks they use to pump up sexuality into the ads. But how about in your everyday life, in your normal day-to-day world, and especially if you are a man? For a woman, it's normal and natural since she is conditioned by society to elicit sexuality around them by using external means. They can dress sexually, use makeup, take care of their body, and so on. Yet, there are those women who seem to have this sexuality even without any or little of these external means. They could be dressed in a ragged t-shirt without showering for days and still transmit sexuality. The same as men. The external means, albeit less common in men, are also there. Sexual clothes are common in men, the same with several kinds of bodily care. But in Charisma School, we talk about a different kind of projection. We want to project sexuality even though we are not metrosexual and don't have any specific cares or clothes. That's where sexual energy and its projection fits in. So the projection using external means is by all these clothes, makeups, bodily care, perfume, and so on. It's all nice and you should use them since we naturally don't advocate to smell bad or purposely dress badly. But if you can also complement or exclusively use the internal means of projecting sexual energy, then more power to you. Since you are able to do it even though you are not exactly dressing in sexual clothes. Which is how it should be, on my opinion. Sexual projection should work regardless of how you are dressing or how your body looks. Hence, the need for more ways to project sexual energy, internal ways, that don't rely on external means, but only on your mind, emotions, and energy. This type of projection, which is what we teach in Sexual Magnetism course, and will expand on other courses, allows you to transmit sexual energy in a covert way, where those around you just feel sexuality towards you without knowing exactly why this is happening. First, on a Sexual Energy Mastery course, you learn how to develop sexual energy. Then, on Sexual Magnetism course, you learn how to manipulate energy to the exterior in a very concrete ways with powerful techniques. It's all about to use the mind and the energy. The same way that you feel negative when you spend a few minutes talking with a negative person, you can feel sexual if you spend a few minutes talking with a sexual person. Think about it. If it happens with a negative person, or with a positive person, or with an angry person, why not with a sexual person? The energy principle behind is the exact same. But learning and developing sexual energy projection requires a change in you. You cannot expect to be and to have behaviors as the exact same person that you were before. Sexual energy requires to change the way you speak, the way you move, the way you touch, and so on. Everything must come from an inner place of sexual energy. And because of it, it's different from your normal behavior. If you're not already a sexual person, of course. Don't get me wrong. This is not overt sexuality to the point that is weird or awkward. It's simply coming from a place of sexuality. Have you ever met someone who you feel intense sexual energy from? But at the same time, he or she was very comfortable and not weird at all. That's how our goal here, and we achieve it by changing our internal energy and learning these projection techniques and also to naturally become sexual. We have two different trainings for sexual energy. The first training, Sexual Energy Mastery, handles the discovery and manipulation and development of the sexual energy. It uses a specific and innovative process to help you discover sexual energy and allow it to flow freely inside of your body. This will end all blocks and repression of sexuality in an easy-to-do way. The second training is the Sexual Magnetism, which works mostly in the projection and externalization of this energy with specific techniques to project and use this energy for specific applications, laser-targeted, or increasing your overall sexual magnetism to be able to attract sexual partners easily. For more information, the rest of this series, a frequent newsletter on these topics, and more training courses on sexual energy, personal magnetism, charisma, and magnetic gaze, visit CharismaSchool.com.